and the tournament's underway. We have Romario and C Carioca playing Larry and Daily Hustle. Romario and C Karaoke are getting the 8 ball as their extra money ball, and Romario and his partner are up 1-0. In the other match, we've got Frankel and Wink at Me. They're playing Yamaguchi Taro and Tommy Yu, and Frankel and Wink at Me are up 1-0 at the moment. So what we'll do is we'll go into the top match. Right, I think we're ready to go. So this is still a handicap tournament. Team 1 at the top of the HUD, which is Z Karaoke and Romario. They're getting the 8 ball as their extra money ball. And as I say, they're already up 1-0. Race to 7 in the winner's side. Let's check what the loser's side is. A race to 5. And we're lucky we got the 4 teams in this, because I think it's 4 teams minimum you need in this tournament for it to go ahead. So in goes the 8 ball. It's been comboed in by Romario, and they're now 2-0 up. Let's check our little doodle machine's working. If I can remember how to use it. Hang on a sec. Yeah, it's working okay. So just to clarify for anybody who's not sure, 9 ball Scotch doubles, you're obviously playing in pairs, and you each take a shot in turn. So obviously the object of the game is to get on the next ball for your partner. And Larry and Daily Hustle, you would think, need to run this one out. Nice, reasonably open table. Only slight problem here is where Daily Hustle has finished at 5. Larry's going to have to play this delicate, maybe a bit of left-hand English to check off the bottom rail. He wants to check off here and just hold the cue ball. He's managed to do that. And again with this shot, nice little delicate touch shot. Well, Daily Hustle rushed that shot. And that's giving Romario and his partner an easy out, or it should be, if Romario can keep that cue ball running. Z Karaoke just needs to cut the 7 into the middle pocket, needs to watch the in off though. Maybe need to put a bit of drag on this just to make sure it doesn't go near that bottom left corner pocket. Oh, he's missed it. Now that could be a significant error, because really and truly Larry and Daily Hustle should be 3-0 down right now. Oh, now Larry's caught the bug. Well, no doubt Romario is, well, he's going to play safe by the looks of it. And I think Daily Hustle, that isn't a good bank, so he's again played a poor safety, far too thick, and just brought the 7 ball right over the pocket, and that's a gift and a half now. So it's 3-0 to Z Karaoke and Romario. So now just a quick reminder of where these players are from. Z Karaoke from Brazil, Larry from the United States, Daily Hustle from the United States, and Romario from the UK. So 3-0, Romario and Z Karaoke. And no shot for Romario. So it looks like he just called the push. Stream quality is looking a bit ropey according to YouTube again. Got an amber light for stream quality again. It must be busy. Z Karaoke just rushing his shots as well. So, remember now, Larry and his partner, they need to clear the table to win a rack, and that again a poor shot. Blocked Larry out in a 3-ball. All he could do is kick at it and hope. And he's got no joy. And this match is running away very quickly here by the looks of it. Now, having said that, Romario's just played a stinker of a shot. Right. So here's the crucial shot coming up here. Oh dear. Well, Daily Hustle's all over the place. Can't believe he missed that 6-ball. Z Karaoke, I think, let's have a look at the angle. Well, he's a bit straight, so he's going to have to slam this 7-ball in to get the cue ball moving up the table. And he wants it up to that left-hand side as we look to get the 8-ball. Doesn't want it to be leaving some sort of combo in the 9. He should be playing to get position, but it's not easy. Well, he's tried to get some spin into it and draw, but he's left Romario. Well, he's got a straight choice, a cut or a bank. And he just slammed at that, didn't even line up the bank at all. Well, this time Larry's the man with the problem. This 8-ball isn't easy, and the other problem is trying to hold for the 9. And there's a result come in. Well, something strange has happened in the first match. Someone hasn't turned up, I doubt. That's a forfeit. Now I don't know who hasn't turned up. Anyway, back to this match. Larry and Daily Hustle are finally off the mark. And it's been a bit of a mess so far, what we've seen. That rack's, it looks fairly straight. Well, you can see where the danger is now. We've got a 9-ball sitting over the pocket, and Z Karaoke looking to play the combo. Looks fairly easy if you can just get the line right. Oh dear. Well, he's hung it up. But now Larry and Daily Hustle have got the problem. Larry's got to cut the 1 and just leave Daily Hustle a long shot in the 2. Just get the cue ball down to the bottom of the table here. Well, he's paid the billiard. That was a good shot. I didn't think he had the angle to draw back onto it, so it's very quickly just the 1 rack in it now. The 6-ball, no, that wasn't the 6-ball, what went in? The 7. The 7's gone in. No shot in the 1. Now Daily Hustle needs to use a bit of common sense here. It'd be better just playing the push, but you've got to play somewhere where you're not leaving the cut in the 1, and that's probably as good as you could get there. There's a tempter there for Romario. We might try and bank the 1 onto the 4. No, he's going for cover. I don't think he's got it though. Larry probably fancies thinning this into the pocket. And the thinness he's going to hit this, he can avoid the 8 and 9, I think, and just brush across the 5-ball. Well, he's played the bank instead. That's better for position. Now let's see if Daily Hustle can get this 2-ball in the pocket and get the cue ball over to the left. Well, he's hitting him too hard. He's not got the pace there. And again, it's awkward for Larry, but he only really needs to focus on the 3. Again, the 4 over the pocket, not a problem. So the 6-ball is where the problem lies. It's off the rail. And Daily Hustle, a straightforward enough shot. Again, he's hit that too hard. He's going to get lucky though. Well, even so, it's still an awkward one for Larry, and now the problems really start, because Larry, the angle he's got, the cue ball's going to finish up here somewhere on the 6, which is no good. The only way to pot it obviously is from this end, and that does not help Larry. So I think, well, goodness knows what he's trying. He's looking for a safety here. He needs to get the pace right, and that's not a bad effort. There is a bank on, but there's only half a pocket. Same problem for Daily Hustle. He can pot the 5, and it's not easy, but he's not going to get Larry on the 6 unless he tries something elaborate here. Well, that's actually probably worked out not too bad. He's come off the jaw, hit the 6, and he's left a possible combo here for Larry. And he's got to hit this, I would suggest, fairly firm. If he's delicate, the 9-ball's running away from the rail. Yeah, and that was a problem. And now the 6 is open. it's all about Romario getting on the 8 ball. Remember, they only need the 6 and the 8 to win the rack. And that should be okay now. Little roll in the 8, and they've opened up the 2 rack gap again. So 4-2. And Romario breaking off in rack number 7. Well, it looks like whoever loses this match is going to get a bye if whoever it is that was missing in the team in that first match doesn't turn up, which is a bit disappointing for the guy that was his partner. They both shared the entry fee, but his partner's not going to get a game. Karaoke, he's held for the 4, but he's way off the mark with the 3 ball. Now let's look at the 4. Well, that's too tight. The 4's not going in there, so he's got to drop behind it, leave it into the middle. Too hard again from Daily Hustle. He's not got the speed down right here. Struggling to find a range. And Larry again is the one with the problem. Now he can play the bank and he can hold his partner for the 6 ball. But the 6 ball's going to be left long. Well, he's cut the 5 and overcut it. But if you're playing the 6 ball from the bottom end of the table where the cue ball is just now, your problem there is getting onto the 7. And Romario went for the cut. Now this time it looks a lot better. And Daily Hustle has to get his pace right here. And that looks better. And I would say that that's pretty good. A little bit further than you would want, but it's a good enough angle for Larry to get up for the 7. Oh well, Larry's trying to get too cute there, and both of them are contributing to their downfall here. That was a bad one. So once again, it looks as if it's going to be an easy rack here. Just the 7 and 8 to go. And Romario and Z Karaoke are now going to have a 3 rack lead. This time Romario's broke off. Something's gone in. The 6 ball's gone and they've got a shot in the 1. And that's got to slow down a bit. And that's not bad. The only slight problem here is the path the cue ball's going to take. He's going to clatter into that 4 and 9 ball. Well, he's tried to draw away from it. But once again, no position in the 3. Now, the safety looks the best bet here. Thin off the right side of the 3. Get the cue ball as far away as you can, and that's pretty good. Full ball snooker. So just to kick. The kick and hope. Well, if he'd hit that harder, it would have gone in. Well, nothing doing here. You can go thin off the 4 again. Soft and thin and get that cue ball right up the table. Again, it's well played. And this time, Larry's got a fairly easy kick, a fair margin of error to hit this 4, but he just hasn't got a clue where the 4's going to go. Oh, well, he's managed to kick the 4 onto the 9. Well, that's a bonus. Be happy with that one. So it's still Daily Hustle and Larry trailing by 2. They've got the break, but they've got no joy. Plus, Romario's got a shot in the 1. The 2's in the open, the 3's in the open, the 4's in the side rail, the 5's the awkward one again. Right next to that left middle jaw. Well, all Romario can do is get that cue ball out as far as he can. If he can get it out to here somewhere, that's even better. In fact, that's perfect, because now Z Karaoke can just drop the 4 in and not let the cue ball run too far. And just push this 5 up into the pocket and run through about 6 or 7 inches to leave the 6 ball open. Has he gone far enough? Well, just and no more. That should have been another 2 or 3 inches up the table. But as it is, Karaoke's controlled the shot. And again, a simple roll in. Romario getting elaborate, and that's dangerous. No need for that. Danger of the scratch. So now, Z Karaoke and Romario are on the hill and breaking off in rack number 10. 4 balls going in, 5 balls going in. And how does that look? Well, a soft cut on the 1, and Romario will have a shot in the 2 down the rail. Well, this is the important one, getting on the 6. Well controlled. How good is that? Is it straight? Yeah, pretty straight. Drawing up the table, and Romario once again rushed into it. And that's one that might get away. Tough one for Larry, bearing in mind they've got to run this rack, and he's played it well. He's doing his best to keep his team in this match, but now it's down to Daily Hustle to get that cue ball back up to the right for this 8 ball, and he's a wee bit short. Now Larry's got to be 100% sure what he's attempting to do here. He can pot the 8, that's not the problem. The problem is getting on the 9. Now if he plays this with inside English, he can check off the bottom rail and come back up, but that's the difficult shot. The simpler one's to go around the angles and come out, which he's done. So Daily Hustle has the task of sinking a 9 to keep their hopes alive. And it goes off the far jaw though. So it's now 6-4 down. And of course, winner breaks, you just need that little bonus of getting a ball in the break, which they have done, and getting a shot on the one ball, which they've done. So here's the opportunity to string a rack together here. No reason why they shouldn't. Oh dear, now that is really, really poor. I mean, that was a simple one ball into the middle, little draw back for the two, and he's all over the place. Far too much in a hurry to do things. These guys need to slow down. We know what Romario's like. Romario's always the same, but you know, you just get carried away with yourself and you end up looking silly. Well, that might have gone wrong, has it? No, you can see it. So this looks like it could be the end for Larry and Daily Hustle. Certainly they'll have to go into the loser side match, obviously. But as I said, they may well get a bye in that. They probably won't have to play. So just a 6. And, well, sorry, the 8 ball went down earlier on, so they've got to get the 9 as well. So Romario are rolling in the 9, I presume. Well, in it goes, and Romario and Z Carioca win by 7 racks to 4. So let's see this bracket again just to remind us what's going on. Yamaguchi Taru and Tommy Yu, they've gone to the loser side, so that suggests that a player is missing, and it looks like Tommy Yu's missing. And that's, oh no, he's there, he's in away mode. So Tommy Yu's there. Is it Yama that isn't there? Well, Yamaguchi Taru's there as well. I'm wondering why. Yeah, I'm just wondering what the reason was for the forfeit. Anyway, looking at the tournament rooms up above, we can see that right, yeah, well, so Tommy Yu is in the lobby, but he's not here. Yeah, that's disappointing for Yamaguchi Taru. They're going to forfeit. So Larry and Daily Hustle just need to sit there until the match time's out, which will be about 5 minutes. And meanwhile, Romario and Z Carioca are playing Frankel and Wink at Me. We might as well go in there because there's nothing else doing. Right, so we'll join the room. And we can see that Team 1, Romario and Z Carioca, are getting 7 and out. Now that is fairly generous. So I would suggest that Wink at Me and his partner are going to have a tough ask here. If they start making mistakes late on in the rack, they're going to be well up against it. But as you'd expect with two players that are over 2,000 rated, you'd expect them to be running racks. Well, has it gone wrong? Yes, it certainly has, but you can play the jump. Need a bit of good fortune to get on the 8 ball though. Got to watch the pace of this as well. The cue ball could be off the table. He's played it well. Well, Franco's got a shot in the 8 ball. He's got a straight choice. He can cut it up to the top right, or he can go for the bank. 9 balls in the middle of the table. So he looks as if he's chosen to play the cut. And all the time he's playing this cut, he's got to remember the sort of pace he's putting in the cue ball. He needs enough to get that 8 ball to the pocket. But at the same time, he's got to leave his partner a shot in the 9, and that was an excellent shot. Wink at Me still needs to play a good one as well. He's went for the bank and he's got the double bank. So Wink at Me and Frankel, they're off and running. And Romario and Z Carioca, if they're going to have any success in this match, they need to control their pace and take their time and line the shots up, because if they don't, they're just going to get steamrolled here. So Wink at Me, or well, Frankel has got a couple of balls in the break. There's no real shot in the 1 for his partner, and he's played a pretty good safe. No shot for Romario, and I'm surprised he doesn't just put them back in. Well, again, that's a gift, because Romario's went for the elaborate cut in the 1. Of course, he's missed it and left it in the open, and Franco can pot the 1 and just get the cue ball off the rail. Anywhere from this angle will do for a cut in the 2. And that looks okay. Well, dare I say it, this rack looks all over. I mean, there's no stumbling blocks here. Straightforward enough. Can pot the 7. Just take the cue ball off the end rail and back up for the 9. Can go that way if he wants to be more artistic. He needs to get there. This is one of these twitchy ones, because you've got the cut, you've got to get the pace, doesn't want to go square on this 9. Well, it's still a cut, should get it though. So 2-0 with the break. Now this time Wink at Me's came up dry, and that's not an easy combo, that 1 and 2. The 2's away from the pocket a wee bit, and it's definitely not an easy starter this for Z Carioca. If you hit this and overcut it, he could come off. He could come off the rail, hit the 2 and go in. And that's what he's done. And that's probably the best way of giving yourself the best chance of the 1 ball going in. But of course, no shot in the 2, again, other than a thin cut. And Romario's tried the reverse bank. It's not gone in. It's gone reasonably safe. Again, Franco, if he's going to pot the 2, he's got a lot of work to do to get round for this 3 ball, and there's balls in the way as well. That's a good shot. It just needs to slow down a bit. So a nasty little cut back here in the 3. And the cue ball looks as if it might be running towards the 9 or the 6 here. Well, he's missed the 9, and that's probably why he missed the 3 as well. So it's a thin cut for Z Karaoke. You've got to play the pace right in this, because you can leave the cue ball in the middle of the table for the 4. He's got that all wrong, but got a second prize. They've got cover. They're needing to get that bit of good luck to help them. And Franco just needs to kick and hope here that he gets it safe. And he's almost, well, there's the sort of luck you don't need when you're trailing 2-0, I'll tell you. And again, probably a bank on this 4. So Wink at Me's missed the bank. But once again, that little bit of fortune, nothing doing for Romario. Now again, the obvious one's just a thin edge off the right hand side of that 4. And that wouldn't be the shot I would have played there. That's left an open 4 ball. And if this 4 goes in, he should just roll it in and leave Wink at Me the long cut in a 5. If he tries to do too much, he might pay the price. But the problem ball's a 6, and just getting on the right side of the 6. The 6 goes into the middle, no problem, but only from a certain angle. And of course, if you pot the 6, there's a good chance you're going to nudge that 9 ball out. So Wink at Me's now sitting pretty good on the 5. A little bit of draw. Well, now this could be a delicate touch here. Let's have a look. He could rest onto the 9 to hold for the 7. He doesn't want to slam this in now. And that's not bad. I think the only problem we've got is that Wink at Me's queuing over the 9 ball. And he's got to remember to get the cue ball out for the 8 while he's held it. So now, same idea here, all around the table, or play it with inside English to check the cue ball. And he's drawn it across, managed to hold it. Good shot. Well controlled and comfortably. Wink at Me and Frankel are 3 racks to 0 in front here. Not a lot coming from Romario and his partner so far. And they're not getting the benefit of this 7 and out because they're not getting there. But this type of handicap can turn the match very, very quickly. There's the 2 ball and the 5 ball have gone. So 7, 8, and 9 are still on the table, and that's Z Karaoke and Romario's money balls, and that's a good safety. Nothing doing there for Z Karaoke. He needs to play this delicate touch here. Just feather the edge dead weight and try and finish behind the 8. This is a test of his mouse control. See if he's got it dialed in. Well, that's gone badly wrong. That's gone all over the place, and he's just left ball in hand. Not hit the rail. Or did he hit the rail? No, he didn't. In fact, no, he hit the 8 ball first. Let me have a look at that. Yeah, low ball not hit first. Well, that was an even poorer mistake. Well, Romario and Z Karaoke, when they are getting a chance, and they've just had a good one there to get their opponents in trouble, and played it all wrong. And the only glimmer of hope here for Romario and Z Karaoke is Franco getting position onto this 8 ball off the 7, because Wink at Me is going to be a tough one to get onto the 9, whichever way he plays this 7, and that's why he's missed the 7. He's tried to get delicate. So here is the rack ball for Romario. It looks a good bank, I have to say. He can play the cut, but it looks a good bank. He can play it onto that middle diamond. He's played the cut, and he's played it well, and they're off the mark at last. Now remember, I presume that spot money is on, so if Z Karaoke pots any of their money balls on the break, they'll get respotted. Now the 3 ball has gone in. Now there is a bonus. The 8 ball is hanging over the pocket. Romario can play the cut. He's got to avoid the in off in that right pocket, but he can cut the one onto the 8. And this is a crucial one. He's got to hit the 8 one way or another. This isn't easy. And in it goes. So like I say, with this handicap, the match score can certainly change very quickly. So from 3-0 down, they're now trailing by just a 1. And once again, ball has gone into the top left hand corner. Romario's got a shot in the 1. I think the 2 ball's gone. Yeah. Now Romario can also come across the table and just drop in behind the 3, and that's a good shot. But I think it's good to the extent he got on the 3, but it's a bit straight. So once again, Z Karaoke is going to have to move this with top and right English. Needs to miss the 9. And that's still a shot for Romario. Oh dear, well, the mistake's made again. He's hung up the 4, and that was a chance to tie the match. Now here's the problem. Can Franco get enough draw on this 5 ball to avoid the in off, and also draw off the side rail and get down onto the 6? He's maybe just going to play across the table and leave the long cut. No, he's done a lot better than I thought he could there. That's a good shot. Well, this looks an easy out now. Drop behind the 8, come back up for the 8 into the right hand corner pocket, or draw across if he can hold it. And a simple roll in, and Wink at Me can leave his partner a little roll in the 9. So maybe the crisis is over. They've got a 2-rack lead again. Good evening, chaps, for anybody that's watching the stream. So, again, we have the most obvious ball in the table. The 9 ball's very near the pocket. The question is, though, is Z Karaoke and Romario going to get a chance to get there? A little delicate soft draw off the 2, and he'll be able to kill the pace to hold for the 4. Well, I'm not so sure that was the shot I would have played, and if I did play that, I'd have played it with a bit more pace to get the cue ball back up onto the 4. But these guys are confident in each other that they can get the shot, so well, in goes the 4. Clean. Where's the cue ball going though? There you go. That's the problem you have at that angle. So here is a gilt edge opportunity. Now Z Karaoke needs to play the run out. He can't be trying a 5-9 combo at that distance. And straight away he's gone too far. And this is not a comfortable shot for Romario. Simple enough to roll it in and get the cue ball off the rail for the 8. And Romario's done the same thing. Well, he only needed the 8 ball, didn't he? Forgot about the handicap again, but well, still trailing by 1. This time doesn't look as if anything's gone. No shot in the 1 for Wink at Me, and a cluster of balls up in that top corner there. Bit of a mess. Thing is though that the 5 ball goes no problem as long as you can get on it. And there's just a thin gap to get on it. Well, Wink at Me played the bank. He's left his partner a very tight angle cut for the 2 into the left centre. Need to hit that to the far jaw and let it drop in. Well, he's done the wise move there. Used the 4 ball. Pushed the 2 onto left hand side of the 4, and Romario's got no shot. And he's going to start moving balls here. Well, if anything, Wink at Me is just going to stick Z Karaoke behind that 6 and 5. He needs to be tight. Well, that wasn't a good snooker. They could be in trouble themselves here in a second or 2. Well, that's finished awkward. Chinese snooker over the 4 ball. So in goes the 2, the thin cut, and now the situation has changed because the 5 and 6, 5's completely out of commission here, and that 7's in an awkward place for anybody that's going to pot the 4. Well, Z Karaoke's missed the 3, so now the hard work is for Wink at Me and Frankel. Well, he's got an angle in the 4. He can try spinning into the 7. I don't even think he's got too much angle to be able to do that. But they don't want to hook themselves in this 5 ball. They could leave themselves in a lot of trouble here. And he might be better just playing the safety. It looks as if that's what he's doing. Well, that's gone wrong. And this time Romario is going to slam in the 4 and move balls about here and just hit and hope. And how's his luck? Well, not bad, because that 6, he just nudged the 5 a little bit better for Z Karaoke. Off the railing out, needs to get there. Now, big area to move this cue ball into to leave Romario a half decent shot in the 8 so that he can get Z Karaoke on the 9. And he's left it at distance. Of course, I'm at it again, guys. I keep forgetting about the bloody handicap. And all that matters is it's 4-all. At some point I'll remember that they'll get 7 and out. So dry break, and well, there is an ambitious combo here. So at last, Romario and Z Karaoke are in the match, and that's a better shot. Played the billiard. No shot in the 1 again though. Now Franco could try and push the cue ball in behind the 7. He's got to watch that right middle jaw though. And as it is, he's underhit it. And I don't know whether Z Karaoke can push the 1 ball away behind the 9 and try and get the cue ball up behind the 6. It's a risky shot to try and take on. I think the danger is he doesn't want to hit the 9, doesn't want to keep the 1 ball there if he can't cover the cue ball. Well, he's played the combo, and that's excellent. So all of a sudden, Romario and Z Karaoke find themselves in the lead. And now we'll see what Wink and me and Frankel are made of. They've got an opportunity, albeit not an easy one, especially looking at the angle in the 1 ball. Now he can pot the 1, and if he's lucky, he can drop behind the 3. He might hit into the 3, and if he does, he'll hook his partner in the 2. Yeah, unlucky. And didn't quite get there in the 2, but that is actually now finished as a good guide for Z Karaoke. He can just see the edge in the 1, and that's all he needs to see to pot it. But he needs to be gentle. He doesn't want this cue ball to travel too far. There's only a small gap for the 5, for the 2 ball, and well, at least Romario can see the 2. He can't see it to make the potting angle, so he's trying to spin round it to make the potting angle. Well, he's flicked it, and he's left his partner on the 3, but the 4 is blocked by the 6, so they're still needing a bit more luck here. And that could scupper their chances of taking a 2-rack lead. Well, really and truly, Romario should be nailing this cue ball to the 6 there. Perfect opportunity to do that. And he's went for the combo, and lo and behold, he's fluked it in the other pocket. His partner's still not got a shot in the 4. Can use the 5 as a stopper and spin the cue ball down behind the 8 ball here, or down at least to the bottom rail as we look. He's not trying to play another combo, is he? Well, that was far too ambitious, that. Much easier to play the safety. Sometimes you've just got to know when to draw the reins in. Really shouldn't have been trying to play that. But as it is, wink at me, and Frankel, well, it's gone wrong. He's ran too far. And now Frankel is in the middle of nowhere. He's got the cut in the 7. Needs to draw off it. And it needs to be delicate, because he can play a little punchy 7 and he'll be on the 8 no problem. And he's again controlled it well. It's finished a wee bit straight. You can squeeze an angle out of that though, which he's managed to do. And that's perfect. So this is why Romario and Z Carioca can't get too ambitious here. That shot that Z Carioca played, well, hindsight's a great thing, but if he really stood back and thought about it, he'd have been better playing the thin safety. 5 ball goes in. Well, is there enough of that 1 ball showing to pot it into the top corner on the left? I think there is, you know. I think there's enough of the 1 ball showing. And Frankel is looking at a safety, and that's not worked out, because I think again there's enough of the 1 ball showing this time for Romario. And he can get the cue ball out for the 2. Well, again, it's almost, well, it has gone wrong. He didn't want that kiss in the 3. That's put him out of shape, and Z Carioca's going to have to dig out a thin cut again. Decided against it, decided on the safety, and got a full ball snooker. Why didn't he think of that in the last rack? And that's got their opponents in trouble. Not a difficult kick, but just no clue as to where balls are going to end up here. Well, that's the worst place the cue ball can go. It's scratched. So here we go. Let's see if Romario and Z Carioca can hold it together. And this would really lump the pressure on their opponents. So 6-5. I missed that there. What the hell happened here? And I missed it in the stream as well. Anyway, I'm just going to leave the room and go back in, just in case I went out of sync or something here. Right, we're definitely okay. Well, what does Romario do here? Now he could cut. There is a safety on, and it's delicate. You can cut the 4 to the side rail and try and come in behind the 5 and take the cue ball off the side rail and down here for cover. It's a very delicate safety. And Romario, I don't know what he tried, but it hasn't worked out. And we could be looking at a 5-9 combo here any second. And if he's going to do that, he needs to get the cue ball up there as far as he can. Or up there the way he's going. Now how does that look? Well, this isn't easy. Now, does that 5 squeeze in off the jaw? It's very tight. I think he's playing the combo. And well played again. So here we go. We're hill, final rack decider, Frankel to break. And no joy. Well, the one ball isn't doing anything, but at the same time, Z Carioca can push on to the one and leave the cue ball nailed to the 2 ball. Now, what's he doing? Is he looking at a push out? Well, clearly not brave enough to bury the cue ball onto the 2. That looked a far easier shot to play. So he's played the push. Wink at me's got no shot. And Frankel's thinking what I'm thinking. Just pass it back to them, let them deal with it. If Wink at me plays this 1 ball, all he's doing is splitting up the 1 and the 2. He's really got to get it safe somehow. So the 3 ball, I think the 3 ball can certainly, well, it doesn't even look as if it can go. So that's where the stumbling block's going to be. Well, that's a brilliant shot. In goes the 9, the match is over. Z Carioca and Romario win by 7 racks to 6. The billiard played onto the 9. Right, well, that was an up and down match. Yep. Wink at me should have passed it back to them. That's how you live and learn. Right, so if this bracket's going to update, we'll get Romario. Well, it has updated. Romario and Z Carioca, they're through to the final. We've got Larry and Daily Hustle, who are now about to play Frankel and Wink at me. So that's the match, of course, we're going to watch. And it's a race to 5. And we've got 2 players in the room at the moment. I'll have a quick drink. So Z Carioca and Romario maybe taking a bathroom break. They've got 5 minutes to get in the room. But of course, Frankel and Wink at me have got a chance to live and breathe again and redeem that loss if they can win this match. So players are all in the room. Let's just get in. We'll probably miss the lag. So Frankel and Wink at me's won the lag, and Larry and Daily Hustle are team 1, and they're getting a 5 ball as their money ball, or their extra money ball, and it's still on the table. And meanwhile, Frankel has sunk the 2 ball, the 4 ball, and the 8 ball, the 7 ball in the break. And unfortunately, though, they've got no shot in the 1. Now, what does he do here? Well, he went for a far-fetched bank on the one ball, and all he's done is I think left a cut on the one for Larry, and not a problem for Larry to drop onto the three, but he wants to fall short of the three. He wants to fall this side of the three, which he's done, and that just allows Daily Hustle to drop the three in and get the cue ball down here. Now if he leaves it short there, he's fine. He's gone too far, and that's again the problem with Daily Hustle's pace. He's the one that seems to be struggling to find the length in the cue ball here, and he's leaving Larry an awful lot of trouble to deal with. But anyway, the five's gone in, and you're up 1-0. So they've came up dry. No shot again for Frankel. He's no doubt going to jump this, but no path for the one ball. He's just pushing out. Well, that is not a good push out, I have to say, because Larry's going to look at the billiard here, and I don't think that Frankel was thinking there at all. That was not a good push when your opponents have got the 5 ball as extra money ball, and I'd be surprised if Larry doesn't even have a not Larry. I'm totally screwed up here. Am I out of sync again? Hang on a minute. Or am I just, my head screwed up? Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's my head that's going. Again, it's getting that time of night when my brain gets scrambled. I was convinced it was Larry that was at the table there. Well, Larry is at the table now. And Team 1 definitely is getting the 5 ball. And they've got a nice open table. Again, not a great shot to be leaving your partner that length of shot in the 3 and expecting them to get you on the 4. If you're going to be in a partnership in Scotch doubles, you've got to do your bit to help your partner. And Larry's scratched, and that's not Larry's fault. That's just because he's left in a pile of shit there that he had to try and dig himself out of. And you know, you've got to do your fair share in a partnership in Scotch doubles. And to leave him 9 feet away from the next ball wasn't a clever move. So Wink at Me and Frankel have a chance to square the match here. Well, there's still a wee bit of work to get done here. And that's not a bad shot, although it's the inside of the 7, it's a perfect angle to drop down to the 8, but he doesn't want to go dead straight again. Well, he's got a slight angle, but this is where you start trying to do a wee bit more than you might need to. You can spin off the 8 and get it onto the side rail there and have a shot in the 9 from distance. Well, he's got a lot more spin into it, and we see that's the difference there. Frankel is doing his best to get his partner closer to the 9 rather than leaving him far too long on the 9. Maybe that's something that Daily Hustle could learn. So we're all square. Wink at Me has just got a push out. Stuck behind the 8 ball. And he's pushed the 2 slightly upward. Now Franco can get a good safety here. Well, he's tried, I'm convinced he tried the cut in the one, did he? Well, if he did, if he played that, it looks pretty good. Has he got cover? No, he hasn't. Yeah, I can join the room from the bracket, Andy. It's just that it hadn't updated on the actual bracket at the time. It takes the 30 seconds to refresh the screen, but by then the room was already up and I could join it. Yeah, that's the problem me doing, you know, this on tourneys and either Friday night or Monday night if it goes ahead. By the time it gets to 9 o'clock, my whole body's already in shutdown mode. I'm knackered. Well, here's another golden opportunity here for these guys. Now, can Daily Hustle start pulling his weight here for Larry? The only problem that Larry's going to have is if Daily Hustle can't get him on the 4-ball. Now, you've got to just play the percentages here and drop the cue ball down to here. Now, that's a nothing shot. If he knew what he was doing, he would have just dropped the cue ball down here somewhere where the arrow is to leave Larry a shot in the 4. And poor Larry's finding himself in all sorts of trouble here. And this is where you're going to be found out. If you're going to be a partner in a Scotch doubles match, you've got to contribute, and the only way to contribute is reasonable position and good knowledge to be able to play that position. And Daily Hustle saw something there and put entirely the wrong English on the cue ball, if any, and got nowhere. And all it is a free visit here for Wink at Me and Franco. Larry missed the kick. And that 9 ball's off the rail by a quarter of an inch, so that's easy enough. So Wink at Me and Frankel are going into the lead. Oh, that was going a wee bit further away than I would have liked myself, but in it went. Seven ball has gone in. Well, there's a good bank on the 1 here because that 9 makes the pocket bigger on the left hand middle. Wink at Me hasn't played it. Now Daily Hustle's got a shot in the 1. But again, it's getting on the 2 that's important. And he's overcut the 1. Now how's Franco control of the cue ball? Get that cue ball over at the right hand side. Leave his partner at least a sight on the 2. And a good controlled draw shot has done the job. That's perfect. Now you can drop in behind the 3, but once again, dropping in behind the 3 is no good if he doesn't get the angle. And he's now left it square, and this is going to be tough. Extremely tough. And he's again played an excellent shot. Might be a bit straight in the 4 though. Let's have a look at that. Well, he's dead straight on it. And he's looking at probably just drawing back to the rail and leaving the 5 long. And that would allow Franco just to drop in behind the 6. He's playing it with bottom and left, is he? Looks to punch up to the right, and he's going to scratch. Oh, well, that's a other wee bit of luck that you need. And just push the 5 in, I would imagine, and use the 8 as a stopper, but it's going to be a long cut in the 6. And the cue ball's travelling in the right direction. It's just going to go up here. And a simple roll in the 8, and the 9's ready for dropping into the left middle, and it's going to be 3-1. Two balls going in, and has he got a shot in the 1? No, he's blocked off by the 4. Now this is going to be a kick and hope here. Is he playing the push? Yeah, called the push. Well, they're going to be playing the next shot anyway. Larry will send that back to them. Well, I reckon he'll take that any day. Larry's got a 1-3 combo. But he's also got an opportunity to drop the cue ball right onto the 3, but that's dangerous because the 1 ball's going to go onto the rail if he plays it dead weight to do that, and that would allow a reasonably easy kick. He went for the combo. How's his luck? I would say that's pretty good. Not going to get there. Oh, it has. That's finished dead on the 1. Yeah, it was frozen to the 1. Now can Wink at Me get this cue ball in behind the 5? He's overhit it, brought the 1 into play. 3 doesn't go past the 5. At least it doesn't look like it does. Then when you look at it again, it does go past the 5. It's tight, but it does go. Wants to try and get this as straight as he can on the 3. Well, he's managed to run across, so he had an angle to work with. So now Daily Hustle's the man under pressure. He's the man that's been struggling. And again, underhit it this time. If that had run another foot, Larry would have had a shot in the 4. But again, Larry's got nothing to do other than try and kick and hope here. I've now got a green light on my stream now. It must have picked up a bit. Maybe there's not as much traffic. Well, Frankel's calling wink at me to leave him the combo in the 6 and the 8. Can he cheat that pocket with the 6? I can cheat that pocket, surely. Well, he could if he was straight on it, but yeah. So here we go. 6-8 combo. Again, no clue where the 6 ball's going to go. And that was the problem. Now, what does wink at me do? I get an easy safety again. Just bank that 6 back towards the 7 and get the cue ball down here. Is he going to try and bank it between the 7 and the 9? No, he's played the cut back, but he could have done with another couple of feet on the length of the cue ball, because that 6 ball cuts. But that's not the problem. He's cut it, but the cue ball's a mile away from the 7. Now Larry's the man with the dilemma. Now is the 7 off the rail? The 7 is off the rail slightly. He can play the bank, and this would be last chance saloon here. What does he do? Does he just roll up to the 7? No, he's went for the bank. He's went for it in the wrong pocket though, in my opinion. He should have went for the other pocket. Well, cue ball up and down if he wants, or he can play it delicate and just try and take the length of the pace off the cue ball and leave his partner the slightly higher angle cut in the 9. I think he's got this pretty good. So Frankel and wink at me. Not really under a lot of pressure here, and they're now leading by 4 racks to 1. So now Larry and Daily Hustle at the point of no return. Seven balls going in, bottom right hand corner. Cue ball's tracking up to the top end to leave a fairly straight 1 for wink at me. A simple enough 2 to follow, followed by a fairly simple 3 and out for the 4. I think this rack and this match should be all over right now, as long as Frankel doesn't hook his partner behind the 4. I don't think there'll be much risk of that. And I think that is perfect. Perfect little angle. You drop behind the 4. Well, he drew back. He could have just stunned up for the 4. Again, that looks perfect. Go that way, or you can go that way and that way. And again, perfect angle. It's all about getting the angle on the ball to get yourself to the next ball. That's how easy the game is. The game becomes an awful lot more difficult when you play the wrong side. Now again, that's perfect because it's the right side of the 8 to drop onto the 9. That's how the game looks simple when you get people playing the ball at the right pace. So match over. Frankel and wink at me. A comfortable victory by 5 racks to 1. So we've now got a final. And the final is between Romario and Z Carioca against Frankel and wink at me. And Romario and Z Carioca are getting 7 and out, so that is a generous handicap for them. But the question is, can they make use of it? Well, we're about to find out. So somebody's still asleep in the Franco Wink at Me Larry Daly Hustle match. Romario and Z Karaoke and Frankel Wink at Me's final match. The room is up. I'm the first one in it. There's no other players in. At least I hope I'm in the right room. I'm gonna go back out. Oh no, it is the right room, waiting for players. So again, they're just taking a little break. Get the kettle on, get a cup of coffee, cup of tea or something. I'll have a drink. So the final is a race to 7. And I think a 7 and out handicap is a good handicap for Romario and Z Karaoke if they can get that far. Now, if they make mistakes early on, they're not going to get anywhere near the 7 and out, because these two guys are going to take away that problem. And the simple way of doing that is by potting balls. So Z Karaoke's in the room. Well, stream quality's gone to amber again. Right, Romario has joined. Let's see what's happening. We're still waiting on the other two guys coming in. Frankel's in. And we're waiting on Wink at Me. Now here we go. Both players ready to lag off. I don't know what one's what. Well, that was Franco's won the lag. So a reminder, Romario, Z Karaoke have 7 and out as their handicap. Meanwhile, Frankel has potted a 1 into the left middle, and a 5 ball has gone into the bottom right. And there is, well, on second thoughts, there isn't. There's an edge of the two. I don't know whether that edge is enough to actually make the potting angle in the two. Hard to say. But he's certainly going to be nudging into the 9, and that'll hold him on 3 if he managed to get the potting angle. Let's have a look. No, I think it's too tight, so he's just going to play the push. Well, has to be said, not a very good push out. Now Romario again can play the shot that I was talking about. He can cut the 2 if he plays it not too hard, and hopefully that 9 ball can keep the cue ball there or thereabouts towards the 3. He's maybe thinking a billiard here, I don't know, but I think the better shot to play would be the cut. Now how's his luck? Well, now Z Karaoke, he's played a couple of good combos in billiards in the last match. Let's see how he does with this, or how he does with this 3-9. Billiard the cue ball onto the 9. He can cut the 3 certainly, but is he going to go for the billiard? Looks as if he's thinking about it seriously, or just double checking the angle in the cut in the 3. And he's got that. And he's got the cue ball out as best he can. The 4's off the rail, and this is not a difficult cut. Now that needed a nudge in the 6 there. Now they'll get trouble. Can go for the bank. It can go for the thin cut. Very thin. And it's just crept in. So Romario just needs to pot the 7. Now if they can do that for the rest of the match, then they've got the match won. That's exactly what you have to be able to do, even though you're getting that handicap. You need to get there to give yourself a chance. There's a ball went in the break, and the 6 ball's another one that's gone in. So 5 and 6 have gone. Romario's got no shot in the 1. And looking at a push out. Now where does he push? Well, the obvious one would just push to the top diamond. I mean, you can push there and leave them a tempter of a cut into the middle. Well, he's done the same thing at this end. I mean, there's an edge there, and that's the potting angle for the 1. He's overcut it, and how's his luck? I think the luck's pretty good. Oh no! See, Carioca can see the 1. He's not got a potting angle on it. He could try pushing the 1 around the table. The danger is there's a lot of traffic for it to hit, and the other thing is he could try and get the cue ball over behind the 9, but that's way over ambitious. And I don't know what he played there, but let's just say it ended up good. So this is going to put pressure on their opponents, and this is what they have to do. Now straight away there, Wink at Me has called out Romario and Z Carioca. He's played the deliberate foul. Well, at least I presume that's what he intended to do. So Romario and Z Carioca have ball in hand. And they've just got to pot the 2, the 3, the 4, and then the 7. Now that needs to keep going, and if it does, it'll be perfect. He's just gone far enough. I think he can roll through and miss the 8. Now, how's the angle here? Well, can play this with left English to check it off the rail and come back out. Yeah. And well, this is 2 examples of how to use the handicap, but it has to be said, well, dear God. Well, Romario can do anything. He can certainly do the strangest things. Blows hot and cold, and I think you could say there he's blowing cold. And they might live to regret that. That should have been a stone wall 2-0. An absolute sitter of a 7 ball missed. And as it is, we're going to be sitting all square. And Romario should be kicking himself there. So Wink at Me breaks off in rack number 3. And it's a dry break, but it's gone safe. Now let's see what Z Carioca does here for a push out, if that's what he's chosen to play. And it is. Push out. There's a place there to play a push. Just let him see the 1 ball. Now he sees something over on the side here. Well, again, it has to be said, that is not a good push out, because it's an open invitation for the 1 ball. Okay, the cue ball might be hitting the 7, but it's still a shot. And having said that, Wink at Me and Frankel have made the choice to put their opponents back in. Now that is actually a psychological move on their part, because now it's given Romario a straight choice in going for the 1 ball. Now, he's missed it. He's made the mistake. He's also hit the 7 like we thought he would. Has he got it safe? No, he hasn't. So this could reverse the situation altogether, and that was a clever choice there to push back to Romario and Z Carioca and call them out on it. And it looks to be working in Wink at Me and Frankel's favour so far. And he's just missed the 8, just caught the edge of it, but sitting pretty good in the 3. Big area to move the cue ball into for the 5. Take your choice. Well, goodness me, what the hell's he done here? Oh, can he squeeze past that 6 to make the potting angle? No, he can't. He's going to have to jump it. And that was a poor positional shot. Big area to put the cue ball, but Frankel's got himself out of the situation. Well, this can be a full-blooded pot in the 6, and cue ball off the side rail and over and out, or it can be a delicate one just to pot the 6 and hold the cue ball here somewhere. Well, that's probably as good as he could do. Now we're going to have a good shot here from Frankel. Lots of draw off the right side rail over to the left and back down onto the bottom rail, or thereabouts, but it's still a nice angle. Well, Tommy Yu has finally arrived. Unfortunately, he's arrived an hour and 45 minutes late, which is no good to his partner Yamaguchi Taru, who's out of pocket. And meanwhile, Frankel has got a little dodgy cut in the 9 here to take the lead. And it goes, and that was actually a good rack of 9 ball, tactical wise, by pushing the push back or the push out back to your opponent and giving them the opportunity to try and run the rack. Romario missed a 1 ball, and after that they never got a shot. And this time we've lost the 3 ball, we've lost the 8 ball in the break, and Wink at Me's got a shot in the 1 and a perfect little angle to drop onto the 2. And I think I'm going to stick my neck out here and say this rack's over, because if he gets this 1, and it's not difficult, he's dropping onto the 2. Just a little punchy shot. Oh, he's hit it to the jaw. Well, commentator's curse there, I'm afraid. Z Carioca, he's got a chance to try and push the cue ball in behind a 1 and 5. He's not done that. Just pushed the 1 behind a 1 and 5. The 5 and 6, sorry. And just a little feather on the edge of the 1. And if the cue ball misses the 5, it could be a good safety. But not a difficult one to kick. Well, Romario's missed the kick. Now, what does Wink at Me do? Does he play the combo in the 1? But he's got a brilliant angle in this cue ball here. He can put ball in hand, he can feather off the one, drop the cue ball down here, off the corner. Well, he's given him a sight at the one. I would have tried to bury the cue ball in behind the 2 and the 4. And that's not going to hit a rail. So this time Frankel has ball in hand, and that's what he should be doing. I don't know what he's doing. Why don't they see the safety behind the 2 and the 4? Am I just been over elaborate here myself? Well, you see that? That wasn't a good safety. To me, the better safety was trying to bury the cue ball down the corner there. It's a big target to get to. And that's what Romario's went for. But I've no doubt that Wink at Me's going to jump this. There's a fair distance though over the 9 ball. Well, he's looking to catch an edge here. Oh, he has got the jump cue. Well, of course, you've no real idea where the cue ball's going to end up when you play a jump shot from that distance. And, well, Frankel's got an easy kick. If he hits this full in the face, he might get lucky. He's looking to catch the edge of the 2. He might even be able to pot that too. I mean, this is a real thin cut, but he's got to hit this full-blooded to make the power to get the 2 into the pocket. Well, he's went for the kick. He's caught it on the thin edge, but and it's still a chance for Z Carioca. And I would think that Romario and Z Carioca have to try and get this rack out here. They've got to get to that 7 ball. So that's 1 away. Just the 4 and the 5 next, and get from the 5 down to that. From the 5 onto the 6. Now, oh, this will be a good shot. That 6 ball's tight in the rail, and Romario's got to get off that rail and get the cue ball going that way. And he's missed it by quite a bit, and well, it's sitting pretty. I think Wink at Me can go for this and go up and down the table if he wants. Well, he's nudged into the 7. Now that's taking a chance there and getting still getting a shot in the 7. Now, can he cut that in the middle? He certainly can. So he can either go short into the middle or long. He looks as if he's going to go long, because that drops the cue ball in behind the 9. And played it well. So Wink at Me and Frankel go into a 3 racks to 1 lead, but as I say, with this 7 and out handicap, Romario and Z Carioca are most certainly not out of the match. Again, it can turn very quickly if they get the use of it. So they're going to have a chance right now to do that. The wrong side of the 2. That cue ball needed to be there to come back for the 3. So now he's going to have to run, and of course you're never going to get any joy doing that with all those balls up there. So now it's a recovery situation here for Romario and Z Carioca, because they're out of shape, and it's all very well been able to pot a 3 ball from distance, but you've got no real idea where the cue ball's going to finish, and he's now got his partner hooked. And this is when the game does become a struggle, when you're struggling to get the shape on the next ball. So again, it's just a open invitation for Frankel and Wink at Me just to tidy up this rack. And they'll be sitting at 4-1 in a minute or two here. I've got no doubt of that. Wrong side of the 6 by the look of it, but no problem. Big gaping open space to put the cue ball in. Now what the hell did I do there? Right, we're back. So just the formalities taking place here in this rack. So we move into rack number 6. Frankel breaking off. Dry break. Half a chance here on this one ball if he wants to go for it. Well, I think good fortune has shone down on them here. Just a kick left here for Wink at Me. But they're getting their fair share of luck as well. Full ball snooker on the 1. Romario could kick at this off the bottom rail. He might even edge it into the middle pocket. He's going for the side rail. Needs that bit of luck again. And that's, well, you can see an edge. Well, if he hadn't caught that too, it would have been a good shot, but that just pushed it into line on the 1 ball. And Z Karaoke again didn't line up the shot too long, hit it too quick, hit it into the jaw of the middle pocket. And that's a good safety. There is an edge, so he can hit it, no problem. Can he cut it? No. Well, Chinese snooker again for Frankel here. Difficult to pot this, and let alone get the cue ball up the table for the 2. And the 2 doesn't go past the 4. It's only going into the 1 pocket. And Z Karaoke can drop behind the 2 as long as he gets past the 7. Well, he's hit the 8 and it's all out of shape again. And this is where these guys are going to struggle. You just can't get into a rhythm, get that positional play working. You're going to be fighting a losing battle all night. But Romario's managed to get it reasonably safe. And Z Karaoke could be in a hell of a bit of trouble here in a second. That's an excellent shot. And this time, he would do well not to start moving a lot of things, and what he tried there was to lock the 4 onto the 8, and he's not done it. He's knocked the 8 onto the rail, but if he could have kept them tight, that would have acted as the safety net for Romario and Z Karaoke, because Frankel's got ball in hand. The 3 ball only goes into the 1 pocket, and Frankel is looking to freeze the cue ball behind that 3. I think maybe he's going for the cut. They could have been trying to go for the 3 fouls. Well, he's gone for the cut, and he's got position, and he's got a nice little angle as well, and Wink at Me can just pot that 3 and just roll through to about here, or if he can get it to about there, he can certainly leave his partner the potting angle in the 4. Is he going to go round the angles and go there? No, he's found a line. I think that's good enough. Yep, he can certainly pot that. Well, the cut into the middle looks like the shot, because that naturally takes the cue ball over to the left hand side off the bottom rail if he wants for that 6 ball. He's took it long. Has he got there? Yes, he has. Well, he could again draw off the 6 and come over here. He could try going around the angles. Danger of hitting into the 7 though. And he did send it around the angles. He was going to leave his partner along 7. So here's Romario and Z Karaoke's last chance in this rack, I feel. Got to watch the scratch in the middle. Well, Romario's almost got there. He's left Z Karaoke a shot. Now, can he pot the 7? And more importantly, can he at least give Romario a shot in the 8 to any pocket? And he's overcut it. And it's hung up. And this rack's over. That was their money ball, remember? Of course, he wouldn't have needed the 8. He just needed to pot that at 7. But there's still hope for Z Karaoke and Romario. If they can get in and get to the business end of the rack. But that there is one golden opportunity again that's got away. It's 5-1. Wink at Me breaking off in rack number 7. Well, nothing going down. And nothing but a push out for Romario. And I think he just push it in behind the 4, the bottom rail here. That's all he's got. Well, can Z Karaoke control this, and he's done pretty good. Left a hook. Wink at Me fancies his chances at jumping over this 3-ball, I think. He's lining it up. Out comes the jump stick. Gets the jump. Oh, with a weird lag there, and another weird lag. So, well, Romario had a 1-8 combo there. That was a chance to get a quick rack back, and it didn't work out. Well, looking at the table, there doesn't seem to be a problem. Just needs to not block himself out on this 4, which he's managed to avoid. The only thing we've got now is Wink at Me can only go backwards. He can't go forward. So it's going to be a long cut in the 5. Well, he's decided, well, he's apologising, but he's at least left an option of a bank. It's going to have to be made though, because it's not a natural bank looking at that. And Frankel's refused that. Decided just to push a negative sort of safety. And Z Karaoke trying to get the cue ball just in behind the 8. Off the edge of the 5. Got to watch the control of the pace here. If he leaves it short, he'll leave the cut in the 5. And he's managed to play that well. Easy kick off the bottom rail, obviously. And that's a good kick. Absolutely nothing left there for Romario. And now Romario is left with the same shot as Z Karaoke. Well, he's decided just to punch back off the 5. How does that look? Well, that's more of a bank. Is the 5 tighten the rail? No, it's off the rail a wee bit. So he might be tempted. No. Refuses it again. And Frankel certainly is doing the right thing there, because we're now at the what we call the business end of the rack, and there's a mistake has been made. So now Wink at Me and Frankel shouldn't have any problems now in putting this rack to bed. Well, he's going to have to just run the cue ball here. Up and down the table for the 8. Nope. Deciding to leave it long. Well, he's close to the rail as well, so this isn't a gimme. Well, comfortably put away. So Wink at Me is now taking his partner and himself to the hill, leading by 6 racks to 1. And Frankel breaking off in rack number 8. The one ball going to creep in. It just drops. Now, of course, now we've got a situation where we have the money ball over the pocket, and Wink at Me's going to do the right thing. He's going to push and sink the 7 ball. And of course the 7 ball gets respotted, but it at least takes away that easy combo in the 7. And meanwhile, Romario's comboed up. I don't know what ball it was into the middle there. Was it the 5? Now what does he do? See, Carioca's got a shot at the 2-9. Oh, and a great combo in the 9. So that's what they needed. They needed a quick rack to keep themselves in it, and they've done that. Now how's their luck in the break? The 6 ball has flown into the top left hand corner. 1 ball's gone in as well, but unfortunately Z Carioca has got no shot in the 2. I think he can see it. Now what does he do though? He can't see enough of it to play a good edge off the 2, I don't think. He's went for an ambitious bank because the 8 ball was blocking the pocket. Well, a good cut, but as I say, with that type of cut, you can't do anything with the cue ball really. And Wink at Me's going to dig out the jump stick again. He's lining up the edge of the 3, so he's going for the cut. And that's a great shot. How's his luck on the 4 if he misses it? Well, he's still sitting pretty good. Just got to get out to the right far enough to leave his partner on the 5. He's done that. And I think Romario and Z Carioca will be just about to put their cue sticks away for this week, because this match looks all over. Push the 8 in, cue ball to the left rail and back out. Just a roll in the 9, and without too much of a problem and very little pressure, Frankel and Wink at Me have comfortably won this week's Friday, I was going to say Friday night 9 ball, this week's 9 ball Scotch doubles. And they do that by winning 7 racks to 2. Well, folks, it's almost beddy bye time. I'd like to thank anybody that's still watching, and I hope to see you again sometime. So with that, I will bid you all a good night and take care.